A legendary NFL owner is deciding to give up control of its franchise. Is he the best owner in the NFL and maybe in all of sports? Ted on Sports starts now.
Get it up. On the way. Davis goes left. No flags. It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years. Bosch back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! To Kyle Clifford. To Foley. Shoots, breaks a rebound. They score! For the Final Four. Harrison. That shot's the... Oh, he made it!
The Denver Post first reported the news this morning that Pat Bowlen was going to step down as owner of the Denver Broncos, and what he has done in his time in Denver is nothing short of great. I mean, he's won a couple of Super Bowls. I mean, what they've done with Peyton Manning, you have the Tim Tebow craze, of course, in Denver, but Pat Bowlen will always be grateful of those two Super Bowl championships. With John Elway, Terrell Davis, and the Denver Salute. Oh, great years, great years. Even though they beat my Green Bay Packers in one of those Super Bowls, still great. So Pat Bowlen, he is stepping down. Now, where does he rank on the list of owners? Let's start with the National Football League. I mean, I'm looking at the list of owners in the NFL. Wrote two down here that are in an elite category, in my opinion, in the NFL. You got Dan Rooney, very old Dan Rooney in Pittsburgh, what he's done building that culture of the Steelers right there, and what he did all these years as owner in Pittsburgh is really a great. And of course, he's going to forever be known as the Rooney Rule, the creator of the Rooney Rule. You got to interview a minority coaching candidate before you can actually make a hire. And of course, Robert Kraft, because there's a model what the Patriots build in the NFL, and there's a model kind of what Pat Bowlen had with John Elway and Mike Shanahan: owner, coach, quarterback. If you can be extremely stable in those three positions, you're going to have a lot to offer. I mean, same thing with the New England Patriots: Brady at quarterback, Belichick the coach, Robert Kraft the owner. It seems like you build around those three pieces in an NFL franchise. Steelers: Rooney, Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin. Although it's not on the scale of an Elway and all those guys in Denver, it's not on the scale of Brady and all those guys in New England, still, Pittsburgh built it, leading to a couple of Super Bowls. So Pat Bowlen going to step down. Denver Broncos, they'll be just fine at the top, but Pat Bowlen really left his mark. Now, Pat Bowlen is stepping down because he does have Alzheimer's disease, which is, of course, very serious. And apparently it's being reported that he had trouble remembering those Super Bowl championships, which, weren't that long ago. So it's very sad to hear this development with Pat Bowlen. But I think he'll go down as one of the great owners of this era, maybe all time in the National Football League, because he made the Denver Broncos. He created them, and he gave them what they needed. John Elway, they gave him what he needed. They won, this one's for John. They won those two Super Bowls, and then eventually getting Peyton Manning. Although they weren't able to win a Super Bowl under Pat Bowlen, they have become one of the NFL's greatest teams right now in these last couple of years. So is Pat Bowlen the best owner in the last 20 years? Let's hear your thoughts. And why do you think Pat Bowlen is or isn't one of the best owners of the last 20 or 25 years? Make sure to subscribe for great content, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. This is Ted on Sports. I'm Ted.